dangerous situation.
The light came back on.
Probably going to be worse in a different area than last Friday. That's just something we're not going to know until it's actually over. So we continue to track this storm as it comes off to the east. You can see on 16 Doppler Max how this storm is just blasting eastward. And anytime you see a bow echo like we're seeing out of this, you know the wind basically, when you see that shape of the bow echo, it's basically just blasting east faster than the rest of the storm. And in that situation, that's where you get the damaging winds. So if you live east of this area, that puts it into the southern part of St. Joe County, Michigan, puts it into LaGrange County, most of Kosciuszko, most of Fulton County, although it's still already hitting northern and western areas. You probably should take cover as this storm approaches, because it's best to be in a basement if you have a basement. If not, you want to be in the lower floor, middle of the building, away from windows. That's going to be your safest spot, whether a tornado hits or not. We have no confirmation of any tornadoes, but we have a whole bunch of confirming reports of strong winds, damaging winds. That's going to get you in the safest spot. Even if a tree comes down in your house, hopefully that'll get you into the safest part of the house. And that's what we're trying to do in this situation. We're going to continue to...
I wish I could give you guys a better look, but it's just, I can't.
Part of our viewing area, but at least for South Bend, Mishawaka, let's say Plymouth, definitely back to LaPorte County, Berrien County. You folks have already seen the worst of it. Let us know what happened in your area so that we can start assessing the damage out of this storm. You can email us at weather@wndu.com to let us know exactly what is going on. National Weather Service has now extended the severe thunderstorm warning to the rest of our viewing area. Everybody east of this line of thunderstorm is now under a severe thunderstorm warning, and they are saying that this is capable of producing destructive winds in excess of 80 miles per hour. And as I've been pointing out, we already have one report southeast of Mishawaka. 84-mile-per-hour wind gusts. My goodness, that would bring down some large trees very easily if that was in a widespread area. We're going to be obviously assessing the damage as we head through the rest of the evening, but I need to keep tracking this for you folks in our eastern counties and into our southern counties. So let's track this right here. You can see the situation, a little bit of rotation there showing up between Elkhart and Middlebury. That's typical along a line of thunderstorms like this. You'll sometimes get little whirlwinds along what we call that gust front. That's that blast of wind that just basically goes from west to east out ahead of a storm system like this. Okay, out of Pulaski County, this is out of Winamac. High winds and trees down in the Winamac area. So that confirms that we're seeing wind damage in our southern counties this time. That's going to make this one worse in our southern counties than it was last Friday. Let's track this part of the storm, then we'll head farther south. We'll go from, kind of interesting, there's a little bit of rotation up there west of Mendon. Now, you know, that part of the storm doesn't look as bad to me, even though I'm sure it's extremely strong. Okay, a brand new tornado warning. When the map shows it in the lower left part of your screen, you'll be able to see it. This is northeastern Fulton County, southern Kosciuszko County. There are now 3 tornado warnings in our viewing area. Northern Wabash and southwestern Whitley counties under a tornado warning. At 9:10, I'm reading straight off the National Weather Service wire here. Doppler radar indicated a severe squall line capable of producing brief rain-wrapped tornadoes in addition to widespread straight-line wind damage. 4 miles northeast of Rochester, moving east at 45 miles per hour. So this is what I want to try and explain what they mean by that rain-wrapped tornado. When you get a blast of wind in these thunderstorms, it's basically blasting eastward out of this. That's the winds from the top of the clouds slamming down into the earth and going out forward at 70, 80 miles per hour in this case. Sometimes it's sort of like taking if you're rowing in a rowboat or something, when you take the oar through the water, you'll get those little eddies in it. That happens in this case too. So when this blast of wind comes out, sometimes you'll get these little rotation areas, and those are what we kind of typically call gust tornadoes. They're little tornadoes along the gust front. They will add to the damage in that area, and that's why we're seeing tornado warnings, even though we have no confirmation of tornadoes, because these would not be typical tornadoes. They would be in the middle of the rain. We may not know about them until after the fact, when the Weather Service goes out, or I go out and we check a field somewhere, and we actually see the rotation, or we see things leaning into the middle of a tornado. So that's what we're talking about when we talk about rain-wrapped tornado. Those are actually very dangerous because
right now we're going to another weather warning. As you just heard him say, that is a tornado warning for Fulton County. Now 3 total tornado warnings in the area. We're going to take a look at the counties that are currently under effect of the 3 tornado warnings that are there. It seems that the tornado warning under effect is still good for Kosciuszko County as well as Central Marshall County. It looks like in the northern area of Central Marshall County as well, which that would mean that Warsaw and Winona Lake as well as North Webster and Houston
some guys actually driving in this weather.
Storms. This newest warning
now that is
we'll
crazy.
Here in just a second as to what time they think that one will be done. As of now, 84-mile-an-hour wind seems to be the highest wind speed that we've had come from the storm. Incredible power. We had one report of lines and trees down at Kern Road between Mayflower and Oak, and Assumption Trail, one down there, but the power lines are especially bad. We just, last Friday, still hundreds of people without power in the area. We're going to have more on Michiana's Morning News about what that's doing in the area. But for now, if you have any updates on the situation, please give us a call at 2595-953. Again, that's 2595-953. The latest time on this newest tornado warning,
the light
looks like
came
it's
back
going
on.
to go until about 10:15 today. So about 10:15 is when this newest warning will be over. Again, the number for our studio, 2595-953. If you want updates on the weather as we continue to send those out, you can get a hold of us and text the word news to 45364. We send out regular updates on those. Looking back at the radar, it looks like the worst is past the western area of our listening zone. South Bend, Elkhart, Mishawaka, LaPorte, all of that seems to be under the green, which, it's a little rain is worse than a little bit of thunder. Still a pitch black sky here at the 95.3 MNC studios, but it seems that the worst is past us, and now it's moved on to the eastern portion of our listening range. We're going to rejoin News Center 16 here in just a moment as they come back on. In fact, they're back on right now. We go to Mike Hoffman, who's live in the News Center 16 News Center. You're listening to News Talk 95.3, Michiana's news channel.
We could try and point that out exactly on here. So let's just suffice it to say, if you live in the Goshen area, east side of Goshen on County Road 42, damage has been reported from a tornado on the ground, and this was reported by a National Weather Service employee.
Tornado in Goshen!
When they see a tornado on the ground. So this is confirmation of a tornado. I'm going to track our area right there, showing the strong rotation, because this is what our system is suggesting at this point. This might be behind that actual blast of wind. You can see as we track that off to the east-southeast, that takes it through areas just to the north of Ligonier. We're going to track this entire area here and move it off at about 50 miles per hour. And you can see that would put it in Ligonier at 11 minutes, Topeka in 13. But the Millersburg area, very close to where this perhaps tornado is on the ground, and that's what we are trying to track. But I want to track the entire leading edge of this, because even 70, 80 mile per hour winds without the tornado is a dangerous situation. So if we track that area off to the east, including the Ligonier area, on up to Goshen, you can see what's going on. Another tornado warning just popped onto our screen, and let me read that one to you. As you look